the dynamics and impact of power relations between languages. When bilingual education is being planned in a context where the two languages being introduced have a different position in the linguistic hierarchy, then bilingual education has to be planned carefully. It is important to state over here that difference in the status of languages also reflects the difference in the social power or the social status of the speakers, and it reflects the social inequality at large. Having said that, it means that when we are planning bilingual education, we need to keep a number of things in mind. We need to all think that which are the languages that are going to help our learners in future. That is one thing. And the second thing we need to keep in mind is that we need to restore the respect of the minority languages and minority cultures so that it does not happen that education, instead of instilling them with a sense of efficacy and a sense of confidence, invests them with a sense of shame in their own identity. This is extremely important because education is not always a trajectory towards a higher social status, or it does not automatically lead towards the kind of transformative plans that we might have for people. There has to be very careful interjections of certain kind of interventions, especially regarding the status of the languages, minority languages in education, then that can help the learners not only to achieve better learning outcomes, but also to have some sort of esteem and have confidence in their own communal background. So this would mean that in this situation, it is not simply enough to allow the minority language when the main medium of instruction is the majority language, and you allow certain slips for the teacher and for the students also, just to facilitate learning. Rather, we need to do what we call responsible code switching. That is, the points at which code switching would be used, the points at why the code switching will be used, which subjects, when, where, and why need to be carefully planned. So what we are saying over here that yes, minority language needs to be used side by side with the majority language as in the case of responsible code switching. And not only that, it also needs to appear separately where the minority language has the space to itself to discuss a subject so that its use in academic situations is legitimized. That is extremely important because when we banish the minority languages from the educational institutions, we are also telling our students or learners in a very subtle way that their home languages are something pathological and they need to be avoided in formal situations. So what we are saying over here then is that there has to be a space of minority language, and when a subject is being taught in a minority language, then the majority language code switching should either be avoided, and if not avoided, then it has to be carefully planned. Because if we are code switching too much in the majority language when discussing a subject in minority language, then the learners get this feeling that maybe the minority language is not enough or is not capable of carrying the load of discussion of that subject. And somehow language shift might be facilitated by such a process. Now, Having said that, we are not saying that flexibility in this whole system should not be kept in mind. Yes, flexibility is a must, but when it comes to protecting the minority language, special important steps need to be kept in. That is, for instance, while you code switch between languages, maybe one period, maybe 2 periods, maybe a specific social space is left for the minority language itself.